Here we are for the second part of our Road to Glory. So on the first part, we saw that Hamilton and Vettel clashed. Of course, Hamilton came out victorious in Mexico, and Vettel came out victorious in China. So both of them look like they the protagonists for this title, and we're lagging behind a bit in the third. But so this is our chance really to tip the tables if we can get a good result today. You can see in qualifying we actually above our notorious fourth place, even so we fell back down to fourth momentarily, but we're hanging around second or third, so this could be a good result for us if we can get a good qualifying position, of course, because of course we had fourth in China and I think sixth in Mexico. So right now we're in second, so this is looking really promising. Of course Vettel well out in front, so I mean he's still in the lead of the championship, so if he gets a good result today he's definitely probably going to seal the deal. But you can see that Vettel gets pole, but we managed to get second place, which is quite a good result. You can see we're about 3/10 off him. So yeah, looking at the rest of the grid, you can see Verstappen out qualified Bottas. So Verstappen's been doing quite well in this Road to Glory. In double-headed tour, but you can see Ricciardo's all the way down in ninth.
Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Perez, Ocon, Massa, Ricciardo, and Roman Grosjean, Fiat, Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, and Magnussen, Palmer, Sainz, Lance Stroll, and Stoffel Van Dorn, Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid.
So that was a grid order. How we're going to head on to the race. So yeah, hopefully we can get the win this race. Of course, we need to sort of take points off Vettel because right now he's looking very dominant. But of course, yeah, a good result would be good. So here are now 5 lights. And away we go. You can see actually Hamilton starting on the soft tyres, so they're going to be the Mercedes are going to be quite strong towards the end. Meanwhile, we're going to get a good jump start. We're going to try to get the jump on Vettel, where he defends quite well, and yeah, positions are maintained going to the first corner. But as we head on to the end of the lap, you can see Vettel's beginning to pull away a bit, so it's going to be quite hard to hunt him now. But you can see actually by the end of lap 2, we're actually beginning to pull him down a bit. We actually get a little corner cut, but you can see now we're right behind him, and all of a sudden, after looking like Vettel was going to run away with it, we've actually gone round his outside, and that's us up into first place. So if we can carry on and maybe get a good result, we might be back in this fight. This might be the race we need as we go purple there. We are now as we head on to lap 3. We actually get quite a bad run. This might allow Vettel to get past, but you can see actually he doesn't have the straight line speed. That's going to allow Hamilton to go up the inside, and Hamilton on soft tyres overtakes Vettel, so Vettel must have an issue or something, because he's already fallen back a long way, and now Hamilton's going to pressure us, and on soft tyres he's looking really dominant right now. For second in the championship, he dominated Mexico after being 8th at one point to get the win in the feature race. Here we are now just trying defensive in, and we managed to defend him, but he seems to be faster than us on soft tyres, so this is quite worrying. We see Vettel's beginning to hunt us back in now, so he's right on the back of Hamilton, so he hasn't dropped off completely, but his pace doesn't seem as strong as it was at the beginning. But you see now we're going defensive again for Hamilton. We're going to try to cut him off this time, make sure we don't give him an ounce of breathing room, so he can't get past us. So you see now Pascal Wehrlein's out the race, and that's actually going to bring out another safety car. So yeah, we had one I think in China, and now we've got one again, and yeah, I mean it's going to give us quite a good chance to go into the pits, and yeah, hopefully from there we can yeah, get quite a good result. But you can see Hamilton and Vettel are going to follow us in as we look behind, so it's going to be a Ferrari double stack. But yeah, I think it actually might suit Hamilton a bit, because he's going to be on the fastest set of tyres, but of course he would have liked to pit a bit later. It's bang on our pit window. We can see we actually get a bit of lag entering the pits, and yeah, that is OBS unfortunately. I mean the other ones, the other episode I recorded with well, Windows Capture, but that took up a lot of space, so I had to go back to OBS, but it seems to be a bit laggy, so apologise for that. But here we are now on the restart. You can see Bottas in first, Stroll in third, and behind us I think Hamilton and Vettel are behind us as well. But you can see now we're in second place, we're hunting down Bottas. You can see Hamilton's got past Stroll, and it's our turn to get past Bottas. We dive up the inside, he's going to do a cutback, we're going to do a cutback on a cutback, but he's actually going to go into the pits, and we had to brake there, and otherwise we were going to get taken out. You can see now Hamilton and Verstappen are in second and third, so Vettel's double stacks really hindered him, and I think he's still got an engine issues as well, so he's falling back through the field. But meanwhile we've got bigger issues to worry about. We're trying to defend from Hamilton, and yeah, here we are in lap 12. He's coming back for more, again just trying to defend, but we actually get on the grass, and that's going to give us a really bad run. That's Hamilton round the outside, and yeah, we lost the lead just like that. But here we are now, we're going to throw up the inside. We're not going to give up, we need this win. because if Hamilton wins this, he's practically won the season, of course, because of course Hamilton and Vettel were battling it out, but now Vettel's down all the way, I think, what, 9th place now, but we actually banged tires, we actually corner cut that corner a bit, but I slowed down a bit, tried to allow him side by side, but we managed to defend the position as we go down this mini straight. Here we are now. You can see Ocon and Verstappen have joined the party. So Ocon now, he's never got a podium, but he's going to go up the inside of Verstappen. Verstappen defends just like we defend from Hamilton, but of course we only got one more straight now, as we just need to nail this. We go very defensive, just to make sure we keep our position, and that's going to be it. So you can see the top 5 separated by about 2 seconds, but yeah, we managed to take the win there. So that's a good result. It was exactly what we needed to keep our hopes alive. Of course, Hamilton's still going to have quite a big advantage over us, so we're going to need a really good sprint race if we want to sort of fight for this title. But you can see Vettel all the way down in 9th. Yeah, as a result, we move ahead of Vettel, who's 9 points behind us, with 3 points behind Hamilton. So if we could just have a good result in the sprint race, we should be able to take the lead, and hopefully that will set us well into the final round. As we look down at the bottom, we can still see Daniel Kvyat and Marcus Ericsson haven't actually got any points yet. But yeah, looking at the constructors, we are actually quite comfortably ahead of the Mercedes. The Red Bull are quite comfortably ahead of the Force India, because I think after China they were behind. But here we are now for what will be the sprint race. So from the back of the grid, let's see what we can do. We get a mediocre start in Rich Mix, of course, just trying to find the inside line. We actually managed to find it, and we actually gained quite a few positions. We're up into what will be 13th if we can hold it around the outside. But you can see we're still going to be side by side with what will be Massa. We managed to get him, but we're going to have to break there, because otherwise we would have gone into the back of Sainz. But again, we're going to go up the inside of all of these guys. We're up into 10th. We slightly tagged Sainz, but luckily he doesn't get spun out. But he's had to go side by side with, I think, Alonso or somebody. But meanwhile, we're right behind Hulkenberg, and we're already up into 10th. But you can see Vettel's straight ahead of us. Of course, he started quite high up because he had a bad result because of car issues. But now you can see he's making his way through the field, but there's cars going 3 wide, and it's Van Dorn, Ericsson and Verline. So the 3 slowest cars on the grid go side by side, and they literally formed a roadblock in the middle of the track, but Vettel's managed to find an inside line. Vettel's going to go and take all 3 of them. We're going to try to follow him through right outside of Van Dorn and Ericsson on the second part of the corner. We both managed to get through 3 of them in the matter of a corner. So Vettel and I absolutely tearing through the field. But meanwhile, on lap 3, heading on to lap 3 now, you can see that Bottas set the fastest lap. Of course, he didn't pit under the safety car, so he lost a lot of time. In the feature race, so I mean, he's going to be starting really far up in the sprint race. So that's why he's all the way up in 2nd. I think Perez is leading, because I think he had issues in the last race. But meanwhile, you can see Palmer and Stroll are going side by side, and we're actually going to take both of them. So that's us into a podium position after starting dead last. So in 3 laps, we've gone from last to 3rd. So it's been a really good drive so far. You can see Vettel is also going to take both of them. So as we head on to lap 5 now, Vettel's actually caught us up, but he's gone purple. So he's actually beat our purple lap by about 5 tenths. We're going to have to go defensive, because Vettel right now is on an absolute rampage. He's maybe out of the title fight, but he's still going to try to get a podium in this race and get a good result. And it's actually going to come down to the final corner, because here comes Vettel. We're just about going to hold him off in the straight, but we're going to go a bit wide. That's going to allow Vettel up the inside. We're going to try to hold it out side by side, run to the line. We managed to get the traction just about, but I thought I lost it there. So yeah, quite lucky there. You can see Perez wins the sprint race. So we had Verstappen winning it we had Verstappen winning in China. I think Grosjean won in Mexico. Now Perez wins in Monza. So as we head on to what will be the results, you can see Perez from Bottas, from me, from Vettel. Palmer gets 5th. Hulkenberg 8th. You can see Hamilton only recovered to 10th. So yeah, they're the results. So that's going to mean that we will take the lead by 3 points heading into the final round, which is at the USA. And yeah, Vettel's overtaken Bottas, and they're the rest of the results. Constructed standings, we still have quite a comfortable lead, but here we are now, and this is USA. So this is the final round, as we're going to have one-shot qualifying. We're actually 10th off the line, but immediately gain a few positions. We're up into 5th now, but you can see not the best run, and as a result, we're going to be P10. P13, well, we're fluctuating between P10 and P13, but we take the corners quite well, just about getting away from that. That was nearly a corner cut, but we're up into 4th, so it's been quite a good recovery, but you see we're still quite far behind what will be the leaders, so it's quite demoralising, because of course Hamilton is our main rival, and if he's going to win the race, it's going to be really hard for us to actually unless we get a second place, it's going to be really hard for us to actually sort of seal the championship. But you can see we're in 6th right now. Hamilton's in the lead, so this is really looking like it's going to play into his favour. We're down to 7th as we're hit by a bit of lag. That's not the game, it's OBS, unfortunately. I mean, in the game it was alright. The lag was bearable, but the OBS hasn't really recorded it that well. You can see that we actually get 7th, what it'll be, so not a good result. You can see Perez actually gets 5th, so that was quite good for him. Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas, Max Verstappen are the top 4, so looking down the grids, it's just the sort of the normal grid order. But you can see Hamilton gets the extra bonus point for starting on pole.
Bottas, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Ricciardo, a Ferrari, Massa, Magnussen, and Esteban Ocon, Hulkenberg, Fiat, Roman Grosjean, and Sainz, Alonso, Stroll, Stoffel, Van Dorn, and Jolyon Palmer, Fairline, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So here we are now. Jeff just giving us last minute advice. We're gonna just go on a simple one stop. I mean, we're gonna have to make our way up from 7th, and otherwise Hamilton's practically sealed the deal. I mean, if Hamilton wins the race, I need 3rd place, and otherwise he's won the championship, because of course you only get 10 points for winning a feature race, in the sprint race. But meanwhile, we managed to get Ricciardo, so we're up into 6th. Sorry about the lag, and it's the recording software, but we're right behind Verstappen now. We're going to try to go up the inside, we're going to go side by side, and we're going to be able to get him as we go up into what will be 5th place. And we've got Perez up ahead, so it's been quite a good start. You can see Perez up ahead, but we're actually going to peel into the pits because we're behind Perez for quite a few laps, and we weren't making ground on the leaders. And of course we need 3rd place, and otherwise we're out of this fight, because we've had quite a bad qualifying, and we were ahead of Hamilton, but Hamilton's now in the lead of the race, so we're going to need a really good result, and otherwise we've literally lost the championship. So we're going to slice our way through the fields. We're getting 4 cars in the battle of a corner and a half as we dive up the inside of Van Dorn. That is up to 14th. Now you can see Sainz up ahead, but you can see Vettel's in the pits, and if we pass Sainz, we've got Stroll up ahead, so we've still got a long way to Vettel. So Vettel's about 2nd, I think, but you can see up ahead, that was Bottas who came out, so he's quite a bit ahead. We managed to jump Perez, which is good. We can see Bottas and Vettel still quite far ahead, so right now it is definitely looking like Hamilton will seal the deal, but you can see Vettel went wide, so that's actually cost him a bit of time. But even after that, as we skip on to lap 11, we were nowhere near fast enough. But you can see Kevin Magnussen's out the race, and that's another safety car. So we had a safety car last time out, and then we got another one this time out, so that's actually going to be our saving grace, because it's going to allow us to maybe get Vettel or Bottas. You can see as we cross the line, there's another person out, so we're down to 18 runners, and that is Nico Hulkenberg. As we skip on to the end of Sector 1, there's another guy out, so we're on to 17 cars. And if you look on the right hand side, it's Lewis Hamilton, so that's the guy who he needed to beat, the guy who's probably going to seal the championship. And from being into the championship winning position, he's now out of the race, which has basically just handed us the title. So wow, I mean that's very fortunate for us. I mean, a bit like Rosberg got fortunate in the 2016 season. Hamilton once again has an engine issue, and it's given us fortune. But you can see as we head on to the end of lap 14, still lagging about as always, but we couldn't actually catch up to Vettel and Bottas. We just didn't have the pace. You can see actually we go wide, and that allows Verstappen through, and we got Ricciardo right behind us. But we should pretty much have sealed the championship now, because Hamilton's out of the equation. We can see Ricciardo around the outside. We're going to go side by side with him. We managed to hold on to the position. I don't know how, because he looked like he picked us on the line, but you can see we actually hold on by less than a thousandth of a second, so that's really lucky of us. Of course, we went defensive and we just invited him around the outside. But yeah, heading into the sprint race, as we look at the standings, we have 4 points over Vettel, so Vettel needs to recover to 5th place if he wants to actually win the title. So it's looking very unlikely, considering he's going to be starting pretty much at the back. Meanwhile, we're going to be starting in 17th place, because we came, will be 4th place. But here we go, and then we get quite a good start. We're going to try to get Massa around the outside. We actually go into the back of what will be Van Dorn. So we're back down to what will be 18th. So we've actually lost the position of the start. And we're actually going to go into the back of Ricciardo as well. And you can see Hamilton once again has spun out. So he's had a really bad luck on this track. Meanwhile, we've lost practically our whole front wing. So you can see Vettel's gone cleanly around our outside. So this is our championship rival now, because Hamilton is out of the equation. I mean, even with the engine failure last time, he had a possibility of getting 2nd, because he could have won this sprint race, but he's been spun out, and just like that, Hamilton Hamilton's day has just gone from bad to worse. Meanwhile, we're still trying to defend from Vettel, who's going to go around the outside. We just really can't defend because we practically lost our front wing. You can see we're going to try to hold it around the outside of what will be Bottas, but we actually go a bit wide. So, yeah, 19th place. I mean, it's all down to Vettel now. I mean, it depends if he can get up the field, but you can see up ahead, we're on lap 3 and he's still in 17th place. So right now it's looking like we've definitely sealed the championship, but here comes Hamilton now. He's, of course, after being spun out, he's definitely got the pace over us because he's actually got a front wing, unlike us. And we go wide, and that's Hamilton up into 19th. So, yeah, there's nothing we can do. It's all down to Vettel, but I don't think he can come back to 5th or 4th, which is what he needs. And as you head on to lap 5, we will cross the line to be the double-headed Tour champions. And, yeah, something which didn't actually look like it was actually going to be the case halfway through the USA race, but due to Hamilton's misfortune, we've actually been handed luck. So you can see Perez has won another sprint race. So he's been really unlucky in the feature races, but this has provided him actually quite a lot of opportunity. And you get 10 points for winning this sprint race. So he's actually getting more points than if he was just finished 5th. So yeah, that's another good result for Perez. So that's going to move him further up the standings. You can see Magnussen and Hulkenberg also on the podium. Of course, they don't really like each other in real life, so yeah. But you can see if you look at the final results, no Vettel in sight. Because Verstappen actually recovered to 12th, but he still couldn't get the result he wanted. There's Vettel. He only managed to recover to what would be 14th. So yeah, we've sealed the championship, and yeah, that's the double-headed Tour championship. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, it's over now. So we just have a look at the constructors, and we get a nice gold medal. Of course, if we accumulate a lot of those, we can unlock new championships. Of course, I've accumulated one for my Hamilton career modes, and now I've accumulated another one for the double-headed Tour. Anyway, see you for the next video.